Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, the Popthusiast. I'm Paul, and this video will be a first for me. I will be unboxing the new Spider-Man No Way Home Marvel Legends wave. So there's 7 figures in this wave, and they come together to build a larger figure called a Build-A-Figure, or a BAF, B-A-F. So let's check this wave out. Let's take them out of the box, see what the figures look like, build the Build-A-Figure, and see what that looks like. And again, this is based on the Spider-Man No Way Home, the new movie that just came out. So there's no spoilers here, so no worries about that. This wave came out a while ago, and so they didn't have any spoiler figures. And typically with the Marvel Legends waves, there's some that are related to the theme of the wave, and the other ones are not related to the wave necessarily. They're all Spider-Verse figures, but they're not all No Way Home figures. So let's check this out. I'm excited about this wave, and let's get into it. Alright, so before we get started, I do want to say that this video is sponsored by Mercari, the selling app where you can buy and sell pretty much everything, including Marvel Legends and Funko Pops. And if you are a subscriber or a return viewer to my channel, you know that most, if not all of my videos so far have been Funko Pop or Funko item related. So this is the very first video where I ventured out into a different toy brand, this time the Hasbro Marvel Legends brand, which I do have quite a few of these figures as well. So we're going to go ahead and look at, again, this Spider-Man No Way Home wave, one by one, see how they pose and all that kind of stuff. For anyone that's not familiar with what Marvel Legends figures are, they are action figures, but they're posable. So there's several points of what they call articulation, where they actually, the arms, the legs, the torso, the head, even the ankles move. And so you can pose them in different ways, which creates some really great photography and some great scenes if you want to display them outside the box. Some people, like other collectibles, just keep them in the box and, you know, just kind of hang them on their wall, or just kind of stack them like this so you can see the box art on the side. I prefer to take them out, of course, as you can see with my Funko Pop collection behind me. So we're going to look at each one of these. So first, let's start off with the non-Spider-Man No Way Home movie Pops. So there was 7 total figures in this wave. And so let's start off with the 2 comic book figures. So they threw in some comic book version characters from the Spider-Verse. So the first one we're going to take a look at is the villain called SHRIEK. So you may remember her. I think she may have been in the second Venom movie, the Let There Be Carnage, which I heard, I have not seen yet, but I heard wasn't that great. So, but I will eventually see it. But SHRIEK, in the comic books anyway, ends up being kind of the sidekick or the love interest of Carnage when he first comes out in the, I think it was in the 90s when Carnage appeared in the comic books first. And so I think SHRIEK makes an appearance in that movie. So I guess it makes sense that they would kind of jump on that bandwagon and come up with a SHRIEK action figure. So you'll see that the Build-A-Figure in this box has the torso of the Build-A-Figure, which is Armadillo. So here's a picture of what he looks like all together. So it's a massive figure. Armadillo is one of Spider-Man's kind of lesser known villains. Also does not appear in any movies that I've seen so far. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what it looks like. So the way that I open up these boxes is you'll see that there's some tape on each side. So I just cut open the tape just on one side and then open the tab and take the item out. And then you can slide out the figure that comes in this kind of enclosure, this box enclosure. And it's within the plastic, so we'll take this out. So one thing I want to point out with this SHRIEK character is that, so you get the main figure here, and then it also comes with a couple sets of different hands. So that's another cool thing about the Marvel Legends line, is it comes with different heads with different facial expressions, different pieces to the body, or different arms. So these look like different poses of fingers. So you can see the ones that are on her hands now, and you can just pop those off and put the other hands on there if you like. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to leave those extra sets of hands in the plastic for right now. So we'll just take the SHRIEK character out of the plastic. And then it also comes with the torso of the Armadillo BAF figure, along with, I think this is the back armor that comes with it too. So some of these figures are kind of stiff out of the box, so you kind of have to bend them a little bit to get the points of articulation going. So I was having a hard time getting her to stand, so we'll just kind of have to do an exaggerated pose here. So there is the SHRIEK figure. So really cool detail with the hair, and they got the outfit right, even her face looks right from the comic book. Okay, the next comic book figure in this lot is another Spider-Man villain. This time it's MORLUN. So MORLUN was a villain that came out in the 2000s, I believe. And when they really came out with this whole Spider-Verse spider totem kind of storyline, where this guy eats the spider totems, which are kind of like the spider hero of that timeline, and so he kind of chases after Spider-Man, and so he's in a bunch of different comic book stories. So really neat that they have him in a Marvel Legend as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy out of the box. Okay, so you can see MORLUN. There's the main figure, and then there's a different head that you can put on that has a different hairstyle. Looks like a longer kind of down his back hairstyle, and then it comes with one of the Armadillo Man's arms. All right, here is MORLUN. So what's neat here, a neat detail, is that his hands have these little red dots on them, and so that's actually where he steals the life force of whoever the spider totem is that he is after, and kind of feeds off their life force, which is kind of dark, but again, he's a villain, so kind of like a vampire, but for the spider totem folks. So we're just going to give him a creepy kind of Dracula-esque Frankenstein pose. So there is MORLUN. He's got kind of the black trench coat and black pants, and everything's dark on him, his shoes and everything. So the other head that came with it has a little bit more of a grimacing face, and then the longer hair coming down. So awesome figure, really cool figure. So here is MORLUN. Okay, next up, this is also not a part of the Spider-Man No Way Home movie, but the rest of them are. So this one is a GAMERVERSE figure. This is Miles Morales' GAMERVERSE suit. So this is really cool, and this actually, the suit itself looks like the regular Miles Morales suit. There was a older Marvel Legend that came out that was Miles Morales. That's a little bit expensive, so this is definitely a great, in my opinion, substitute for that if you're looking for a Miles Morales. All right, so here's Miles. So he comes with the masked figure here, and then he comes with a unmasked head, and then he comes with a different set of hands that are kind of normal, just in a different pose, and then he has the kind of the Venom grip hands that he has, and then also there's some fist hands here, so that's really awesome. There's 3 sets of hands, and then also one of the armadillo legs. All right, so there's a pose with Miles Morales kind of shooting some webs. So really awesome figure. Again, this is the GAMERVERSE version of Miles Morales. Probably my favorite figure in this whole wave so far, but also probably out of the whole set. So you let me know what you think at the end of this video though. Flip! Okay, next up, there's 4 more figures in this wave, and now we're getting into the actual No Way Home movie MCU figures. So the first one we're going to take a look at is J. Jonah Jameson. One thing that really impresses me about the Marvel Legends MCU figures is that the facial sculpts really look like the actors, and for a $20-some figure, you really can't beat that. I mean, this is fairly cheap when you think about statues and really detailed figures. It's really not bad at all. So you can kind of look, you can tell this looks, like the actor that plays J. Jonah Jameson. You can see his picture on the back there. I don't remember his name. Maybe you do. But let's go ahead and take him out of the box. Okay, so here's J. Jonah Jameson. So here is just a regular figure with a face without any expression on it, but then there's kind of like an angry yelling expression, which makes sense for J. Jonah Jameson. And then he comes with a different set of hands as well. They're just kind of fingers out. And then there's another arm for the Armadillo Man. Now for Jonah, we're actually going to take this head off and put the angry head on, because I think that makes more sense for this character. So in order to take these heads off, you just kind of pull them up and pop them off, just like that. And so it just kind of, there's just a peg on here that the different headpieces like just set on. So we're going to go ahead and take this one off and put the angry Jonah face on. All right, there we go. Just snaps in place. So now we have Jonah, who's kind of got his mouth open a little bit. He's yelling at somebody. Oh, and they have him pointing his finger. So here he is kind of just yelling at somebody, pointing his finger, fists are open, probably yelling at Peter Parker. All right, next up, we have the Spider-Man black and gold suit, which is a really awesome suit from the movie. They do have a Funko Pop of this suit as well, and in addition to a 10-inch Funko Pop with this suit, which is awesome. So this guy, so this figure comes with the black and gold suit, a pair of thwippy hands shooting webs, and another armadillo leg. So I'm not going to change his hands right now, but I'll probably change those later because I really like having the thwippy hands on the Spider-Man figures. So I want to use this figure as an example to show you all the different points of articulation with these Marvel Legends. So of course the head moves on a swivel. It can move up and down, left and right here. And then there's also the arms that can kind of rotate back and forward. So there's kind of an articulation there in the shoulder joint here. And then there's also the forearms, everything can move up and down and kind of can spin around as well, in addition to the hands that can spin around and move up and down. Now some of the legends actually have fingers that can move up and down, but these do not. The torso can twist, in addition to kind of moving up and bending over down. And then each leg can twist as well, and the calves move up. And then what I really like with these figures is that the ankles actually move as well. So the ankles move up, down, and then left and right. So it looks kind of like a broken ankle, but moves around like that. And so that's really important to stabilizing the weight of the figure when you're trying to pose it, is really getting those ankles in the right position. Okay, so we're just going to kind of put him in a crawling pose, I guess pretend he's crawling up a building or something. So really cool figure, the black and gold Spider-Man. So this is a close second or third figure in this wave. I mean, they're all really cool. But again, my favorite so far is Miles. But here's the black and gold Spider-Man. Okay, the second to last figure is another Doctor Strange figure. So they have come out with 2 or 3 different MCU version Doctor Stranges from the, I think, Avengers movies and the Doctor Strange first movie. And I'm sure there's going to be more with the second Doctor Strange movie coming out. But in this one, you get the Doctor Strange figure with the actor's face there that looks really impressively like the actor Benedict Cumberbatch, and then you get a pair of hands here, and then you get his kind of magic-y circle things that go on the hands. And then here's Armadillo's head. So let's take him out of the box. Now this also is a good substitute if you're looking for an MCU Doctor Strange, because the previous Doctor Stranges that have come out are quite expensive if you didn't get those when the waves came out, or you didn't collect these back then. So this is a very serviceable replacement if you wanted an MCU Doctor Strange. In no way does it give away that it's part of the No Way Home movie. Like the Funko Pop that I had in a recent video, check that out if you haven't already, the complete kind of common wave of the Spider-Man No Way Home Funko Pops. In the Funko Pop, he's got snow boots on and is holding a shovel. So this is just Doctor Strange. So this could literally be from any movie. I don't see any differences between this and the other figures. So the cape was kind of separate and kind of comes off, which is cool. So here's the cape for Doctor Strange. Now I am going to take these magic circle things out. Oh, and they come with hands on the back of them too. So let's take these hands off. But first, before I do that, I do want to show you the detail on this face. So here, I mean, this looks like Benedict Cumberbatch. I mean, this is kind of unreal how much detail they get in like a $20 figure. I mean, these are not the sturdiest figures, and they will break if you don't if you're not careful when you're posing them and things like that. But I mean, that facial feature is spot on. So he's got the Eye of Agamotto, the amulet here that kind of moves and comes off as well. Okay, so here he is with the cape on and the hands that have the magical spheres on it. So let's go ahead and pose him. I will say the cape doesn't really stay on him that well. You really have to push it down. But we'll just have him in just kind of a basic pose with his arms out, kind of wielding the magic-y stuff. Very cool figure. And finally, we have from the No Way Home movie, the integrated suit Spider-Man. So this one does not come with a bath piece. Something that sometimes is the case is sometimes you'll have a wave of 6 figures and they all come with bath pieces. Sometimes you have a wave of 7 figures and there's one piece that does not come with a bath piece. And it does tell you on the back which pieces go where. And you can see the integrated suit picture does not have a number. So that means it does not have a bath piece. So this is one that if you just wanted the Armadillo bath, then you could skip this piece of the wave. But this is just really awesome, and this is probably my second favorite out of this wave. So here's the Spider-Man integrated suit. Comes with another set of thwippy hands, so we'll just keep his regular hands on him. So here he is. Let's go ahead and try to do a cool pose with him. So here he is in kind of a put him up fight pose here. So Spider-Man integrated suit, really awesome detail on this. So you can even see the spider on the chest, the muscle outlines, the gold trim on the back. Just really neat and really captures the suit from the movie. So let's go through these again and then check out and put together the actual Armadillo bath and see what that looks like. So first up, we had SHRIEK from the comic books. Then we had MORLUN from the comic books. Then we had GAMERVERSE Miles Morales. Angry MCU Jonah. A really neat MCU Doctor Strange from the No Way Home movie, the black and gold Spider-Man suit, and finally the integrated Spider-Man suit. So overall, this is, I think, in my opinion, one of the best sets that have come out in 2021. Let me know what you think in the comments below. The bath piece, we'll put it together, we'll see, but for me, it's not really one that is going to drive somebody to buy the wave, in my opinion. It's more the Spider-Man No Way Homes that are going to do that. Let's go ahead and put this together. So we have the torso. Make sure the feet are right. 2 arms, the back brace, and then the head. So it looks like the torso pops into the legs. Ooh, okay, so that was rough, trying to get those legs on there. All right, so let's go ahead and try to put the arms. So I think these match up. And then we have the back armor. And so here he is, this massive figure. And then here's the head, little tiny head. All right, so there he is, Armadillo. So again, this is a Spider-Man villain, kind of a C-lister. So this is a really massive, heavy, I mean, really nicely done figure. Even this head looks very small, but it's proportionate. It makes sense with this character and this body. So the articulation's the same on the Bat figures, pretty much. There's a torso movement, there's head movement, not as much, but some, you know, the arms and the legs move and twist and all that stuff too. So let's go ahead and put him in a pose. So you wouldn't want this guy running after you. So there's the Armadillo. So, you know, overall, a neat Bat figure. Again, not one that would drive me to buy the wave just for the figure. But you let me know below, what did you think about this set? Is this a wave that you're going to pick up, or maybe you're not familiar with Marvel Legends and this was your first introduction to them? So if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, The Popthusiast, where we go over a lot of mainly Funko Pop content and other pop culture and collectible items like these. And we will see you next time.